The only screen that you actually need in your offense is the wide receiver quick screen, and I'm going to give you 5 reasons why. Before I do, let's talk about the 2 types of wide receiver quick screens. The first will be off of an RPO. RPO stands for run pass option, which means when you call this play, you're going to have 3 options to choose from. Usually you're going to have some kind of hitch or backside slant, the option to run the ball with your running back, and then the wide receiver quick screen. The benefit to this play is that this is an option play. If the wide receiver screen happens to be covered, you'll have other options on the play to go to. You're not obligated to throw this screen. The downside is that due to there being less blockers for your wide receiver out here, there is less big play potential. How this play will work is this receiver is going to go up and block this slot DB. This wide receiver is going to lead up and block the corner. He's going to catch and run down the sideline.
Behind the line, it's Jefferson.
The second version of the quick screen is what I call the pure screen. This is a dedicated screen pass. This is not an RPO. The downside of this type of play is that if the screen does happen to be covered, you are at a bit of a disadvantage, but that's okay. You do have the option to throw the ball away to avoid an intentional grounding. He'll either throw the ball out of bounds or throw it at the feet of your wide receiver. The positive of this play, however, is that you get more blockers at the point of attack, which means this has a much higher big play potential.
That's your playmaker, that's your guy.
Look at our lead blockers. We have our wide receiver. He's gonna go get the corner. We have an offensive lineman who's about to go get a DB, and you know DBs do not like to be engaged with linemen on blocks. And then we have our running back who's gonna lead up the alley and go get the safety. He's gonna catch and go get a touchdown.
Get it to him, get the first down.
Caught in the backfield, it's Lacey. Touchdown!
Let's go over 5 reasons why the wide receiver quick screen is the only screen you really need in your offense. Reason number 1, it is low risk, high reward. The throw itself is low risk, but the reward you can potentially get out of it is really high.
Quarterback on this last one. Now 3rd down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears back.
Caught behind the line, it's Jefferson. And he's still running after the move. Hit the afterburners, kid. Touchdown!
Reason number 2, the wide receiver quick screen immediately attacks the edge of the defense and away from your opponent's user. As you know, bubble screens are probably the most popular and most common screens you will run into. They are also the easiest to stop with just your user, all because this screen starts from the inside but has to take time to travel to the outside. Well, if your opponent is usering someone in the middle of the field, it is very easy to key on this screen, and as soon as he sees this action, trigger on it and try to get himself a user pick.
Out of the gun, the running back has it.
The same thing can be said about any type of auto motion swing screen.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside.
The wide receiver tunnel screen features a wide receiver running in towards the line of scrimmage to catch the ball before turning upfield. And then you have receivers out here blocking, and you have linemen that also leak out to block. Just based on this look alone, if I had thrown a quick screen, I have a 3-on-2 matchup on the outside, and I can go walk in and get a touchdown. But instead, I called the tunnel screen, which is running into the formation directly at my opponent's user.
Looking to pass inside the red zone.
Luckily, my opponent's user was not very good on this play, but as you can see, this can be dangerous. Running back screens develop way too slow and give your opponent's user enough time to react and potentially pick it off, especially if they're already staring at your running back pre-snap.
There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. And it's intercepted.
Quick screens, however, attack the edge of the defense very quickly, and their user in the middle of the field can't do anything about it.
Grab behind the line, it's Williams. Still on his feet at the 45. Big.
Reason number 3. Quick screens feed the ball to your best wide receivers in space. A majority of the time, your best wide receivers are going to be your 2 outside guys. So quick screens allow you to feed the ball to them and let them make a play.
Caught in the backfield, it's Lacy. Got room at the 35. Oh, look out, there he goes. And
Reason number 4. Quick screens force DBs to take on more blocks and tackle more often. This will result in decreasing their wear and tear over time much faster, especially if they're having to engage with linemen that have some type of wear down ability.
quick catch on 3rd down. At the 40, there he goes.
And reason number 5, quick screens destroy all match coverages. Cover 3 match, palms, quarters, cover 6, and cover 9. To prove that the quick screen is truly the only screen you need in your offense, let's take a look at some recent gameplay from my friend Slight Echo. New season, he gets a rematch against the Auburn user who beat him in the national championship last season. Let's see how this game goes now that he is incorporating more quick screens into his offense.
This play. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Looks to the left, pass caught. Quarterback.
This receiver is going to pick him up. The running back is going to turn around and pick up the opponent's user. This lineman is going to lead block and go get this corner. Only person who can make a play is this safety, and it won't be for at least 15 yards down the field.
Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Grab behind the line. It's Ortega.
In this example, you're going to see the difference between blocking for an RPO and blocking for a pure screen. If this was a pure screen, you'd have your screen right there. This guy is going to leak out, kick out the corner. This lineman will leak out, kick out the slot DB. The running back will leak out of the backfield, pick up whoever is the first immediate threat, whether it's this linebacker or this safety. So with potentially having 3 blockers for 3 defenders, this could end up being a touchdown. But what we're getting instead is the RPO, which means we're getting just a single block for him. And now we have 2 defenders to tackle his 1 player, which is an advantage for the defense. But this play still ends up being an 8-yard gain.
Caught quickly. Tackle final.
We have a block here on the corner. We have a block on the slot DB. This lineman's going to leak out, pick up the safety. And the opponent's user is too busy worried about the middle of the field and trying to gap shoot inside zone that he does not have enough time to react to the quick screen out here, and he cannot chase down the play.
Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's
Game is tied, under 2 minutes left. Echo has the ball with the opportunity to win the game. Guess what play he calls to seal the victory for himself and get his run back?
looking out throwing here to start the drive. Grab behind the line. It's Ortega. In the clear at the 25.
These are Echo's passing stats during the national championship game, which he lost to the same Auburn player, and he did not use quick screens in his offense. He had a 64% completion percentage. He only threw 1 touchdown pass, and he threw 6 interceptions. And these were his passing stats for the game when he incorporated quick screens into his offense. He threw for more yards at 307. He had a 79 completion percentage. He threw for 5 touchdowns and only threw 1 pick, down from 6. So this is a huge improvement from the previous game. Of these 34 completions, he threw 14 screens. Of these 14 screens, 11 of them were the quick screens, 2 of them were swing screens, and 1 was a bubble. So he threw 3 other screens just to give a different look, but he mostly killed this guy's defense running the wide receiver quick screens. Remember what I said earlier about feeding your best wide receivers the ball? Well, Ortega is Echo's second best wide receiver overall wise, but he's 97 speed with platinum shifty. He had the most receptions, the only receiver with over 100 yards, a touchdown, and was the only one to have a reception longer than 20 yards, all because he's able to make people miss in space. I hope this video helps you guys understand just how powerful the wide receiver quick screens are and why you need to use them more in your offense. That's it from me. If you'd like to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next video.